The day my father died was one of the worst days of my life. I realized that I was not only losing a daddy, but also that the world was losing a great singer and a very important part of music history. Raymond George Eberle was more than he thought he was to a lot of people. Sometimes I believe he always thought of himself as that yuck from Hoosick Falls, New York. No, Dad, that's not cough medicine. That's where you were from. Rather than lingering on his end, I'd prefer to embrace his beginning and all the stuff in between, his life. My grandfather, John Aloysius, was a first-generation born American from a family of German descent. In fact, our family name was not originally Eberle. It was Eberle. The pronunciation and spelling probably got fouled up in Ellis Island, as did many immigrants' names. My grandmother, on the other hand, had different roots. Margaret O'Brien, also first generation to the United States, was Irish. Her mother, Bridget, who came with her daughter to America, passed on her true Irish features. Margaret had a strong build, olive complexion, dark brown eyes, and hair the color of a raven's. She was very outgoing and funny. I give her full credit for passing on the Eberle sense of humor, which is mostly just plain corniness. At any rate, my grandmother and grandfather both ended up in the same area of New York State. I'm not sure how they both came to settle near Albany, but that is not as important as the turns their lives took. Grandpa Jack, as the family called him, was a strong singer. He wasn't professional, but he loved singing opera just the same. On occasion he would meet up with piano players and with their accompaniment, sing for church functions, dances, and pretty much anyone who would hire him for a few bucks. It was money on the side, and he enjoyed himself as well. By day he was a police officer in the town of Mechanicville, New York. One day Grandpa Jack was supposed to sing in a small local function, but he fell short on accompaniment. He went frantically around town searching for anyone who played the piano until he came to a small service station. The owner told Jack he knew a quite accomplished piano player who lived close by. Grandma Margaret played the piano, and with a lot of gusto from what I've been told. She was just what Jack was looking for, but he really didn't know how much until some dates later. It was so simple, but that's really how it all started. Mr. and Mrs. Jack Eberle settled in Mechanicville, New York. After talking to family members, I've confirmed that there were 13 original Eberle children, 8 of whom survived. During the early years of the 20th century, medicine was not nearly as advanced as it is today. Therefore, children died from diseases such as tuberculosis, scarlet fever, polio, and many other infections that they would not likely die from today. 4 of the Eberle children died that way. 8 survived, and the firstborn died tragically. Baby Jack was in the hands of his father one afternoon, at home. Grandpa was not on a shift at the police department and was in charge of watching the baby in grandmother's absence. As baby Jack sat perched in his high chair, he fell victim to a gunshot wound, which killed him instantly. My grandfather was cleaning his weapon in the kitchen when it discharged, wounding his baby son fatally. From what Dad's siblings have told me, there were not many words spoken about the incident among the family members for years. I can only imagine the guilt my grandfather lived with until his own death years later. My father, Raymond George, was born on January 19th, 1919, in Mechanicville, New York.